Okay, man. Something I wanted to do for quite a while. Yeah, Chainsaw Man, fucking really good anime. Really, really good. Also, the manga is very nice. This is obviously the manga panels. Nearly all characters allegedly are in here. I don't think so. They started as, I will give my soul to you. Let me just rename that real quick. That's the it's the S tier, A plus tier, and this is going to be the A tier. We see B, C, D, E, F. Absolute trash. See, that's how we named it. All right. S characters would be really good. Obviously, absolute trash is the lowest. The first is a woman that is saved by Denji. Well, it contains spoilers. I should probably put that. Spoilers. Small spoilers. There's a panel in which she is saved. I don't even remember which. I'm not a nerd like that. I'm not a huge giant ass nerd like that who's like all over simping over an anime series. So I don't know where this woman is from. Apparently she gets saved. She's saved by Denji. Not apparently. She is saved by Denji. Maybe it's the woman where he crashes through while he's fighting the Katana Devil the second time. Maybe that's where they are crashing through the building, basically, and this is where she says, where he says, "What are you doing here, fool? Get the hell out of here!" So this is, if that's the woman who's being saved, then we can't put her in F or E. She's basically just in E. Well, we have to put her in E. Or D rather. She's a normal human. She has no special abilities, and this is so confusing. Why they put no abilities? Why they put like literally? I mean, they said literally everybody, so that's all right. I guess that's fine. And I don't know what this is. I have to look this up. Open picture. Powers breasts. Okay, whatever. Okay, we'll go with this. We'll go along with this shit. Powers breasts. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Anyway. Akane Sabatari is contracted with the Snake Devil and I think some other, but I know the Snake Devil is definitely for sure. Well, her snake is essentially absorbs, or rather eats the Ghost Devil and then spits it back out. Himeno's contracted devil and spits it back out, so it turns on Aki to kill him. Sabatari has ties with the mafia. She's a mafia girl, basically. She is actually seen by the actual Yakuza, so the actual mafia, so to say. They are seeing her as a delinquent. They see her as somebody who's not really good to affiliate with. In other words, they see her as a punk, pretty much like Denji is seen like a punk. Her abilities are pretty cool. She kills Himeno, tries to kill Aki, thinks she has killed... thinks she's killed, or thinks they killed already, attempted to kill and steal Denji's heart. I don't know, she is from the character point of view, she's really good, but I just simply don't like her. So she's like an A tier because she has A tier abilities. She could, or she can easily clap, or she could easily clap Chainsaw Man. She clapped Himeno, which is not good, but respectable, not respectable, but respectable skill-wise respectable. She clapped Himeno, and she had a contract, or not contract, but she was partnered up with the chainsaw, not chainsaw, but the katana hybrid. Actually, let's put her at B for now, because she is a good villain and a good character, but I just do not like her because she is such a scum. She's low life. She's basically just a criminal, and I never liked that character. Here's Aki. Aki's the best boy. He meets Denji, beats him up, and tells him to leave because he senses that Denji is not in the job with his whole heart. He's only in the job to basically get with Makima. He has a slight crush on Makima. Is oblivious to Himeno's like attempts or her basic wooing, so to say, which I think is personally kind of cute, that he's oblivious to her being so attracted or so attempting to be attracted to him. He deserves an S tier, quite obviously, because he is a good character. He's also shown in one of the rarest scenes in anime and in manga, basically. He's shown to prepare his daily routine. He's shown to cook, take care of his household, and he's actually shown casually just got out of bed. His routine, brushing his teeth, making his hair, that alone makes him likable. He's shown as a default guy, so he's S rank because of his story and everything. He's an S rank because of that. I would put him in A plus. After thinking about this, I would put him in A plus because he is such a well troubled character, and he does some decisions, but his wrangling with Denji and with Power, his obvious adoration for Makima, and ultimately his willingness to submit to Makima and become a tool for her and the gun devil. He becomes the gun hybrid. A large Colt 45 grows out of his forehead. On his arm he has an AK and an AR-15 and I think some other firearm on his one of his arms. Essentially he becomes a hybrid like Denji and the Katana Man, and becomes the gun hybrid, which only uses a short or small percentage of the gun devil's powers and actual force, or not force, actual mass, so to say, to form him, which is remarkable because his bullets are basically able to explode city blocks, and his bullets explode buildings and people and make large holes in the terrain. So his bullets and his weaponry that he gets from just being the hybrid is basically a testament of how strong the actual devil would be, because guns are feared the most, so to say, or one of the most feared things after death, of course. But Aki is a higher rank, basically. I put him in S rank. The man loses an arm later on in the series. Shortly before his end, he loses an arm. He loses his partner, Himeno. He has to deal with the plot device devil, the future devil. He has to deal with that shit because well, he could be told at any time how exactly he dies, and that would probably influence his decisions. So he's always in the danger of being manipulated by that shit. He's a headstrong character. He's very strong and very intelligent. He has good wits and nice style. He knows how to clothe himself well, and he knows how to behave himself well. He has a nice gait. In other words, he has a nice way he acts and moves. That's what the gait is. Way you move, you walk. A nice gait is how you move, how you swagger. He has a nice swagger. He's humble. Also, he bows even after being insulted by Kurose. After being insulted by Kurose, he still bows to him. After he throws him a cola and says, "I'm rooting for you, Aki. Hayakawa Aki. I'm rooting for you." So he's troubled. He has a relation with the absolutely useless Fox Devil. That's, as I said, absolutely useless. The Fox Devil is... We're going to get to that when the Fox Devil is there. So he's in contact with the absolutely useless Fox Devil. He has an absolute binding contract with the devil that gives him the nail. What was that name? But see, I got Alzheimer's, so I can't remember that. I really got Alzheimer's, by the way. I don't... I feel like it sometimes. I'm just joking. Shouldn't joke about that. Stupid me. The Cursed Devil? Yes, the Cursed Devil. See, the Cursed Devil was gave him a katana nail, nail sword. When he stabs people with it, the Cursed Devil can come out of the realm of devils and kill that person, and take that person and kill it, at the cost of Aki's life force, his own life. His years are taken away from his life. And he later has a contract with the Future Devil, and of course he does a contract with the Control Devil Makima. He does a Control Devil contract with Makima, basically becoming a puppet for her. And he has, of course, a contract, or is partial contract, with the Gun Devil, as he becomes the hybrid for it, basically. Aki's parents, they're B tier because they're B tier. I was going to put them in C tier. They're B tier because they're rather unimportant. They raised Aki. They died when the Gun Devil destroyed a large portion of the land and ravaged, and I think laid waste to Japan only. I think when he laid waste for 6 seconds or something. I can't remember it exactly, but a really short amount of time, and 1 million people died or something, and I think they were one of the ones among him. They had 2 children, a younger brother of Aki and Aki himself, so they are definitely in the B tier. They're just civilians, but they gave birth and raised Aki, which is making them automatically in the B tier. They got carried by Aki, basically. And with that is, I have to look that up. Aldo is one of the 3 brothers who are cursed with, I don't know what it was, with the Skin Devil or something. I can't remember. Blood Devil, Skin Devil. I think they are. Anyways, they are contracted with the devil that allows them to take on the shape of other people, and he's one of them. He's a D character because he's a villain, and they are literally only shown in like 20 panels or something. They're only shown in like 3 chapters or something, or 4. Or 3 chapters. They have literally almost no on-screen time. I mean, they are seen taken over Kurose and Tendo, and if I remember that correctly, everything's a bit hazy, you know. But he's one of those really unimportant people. I don't even know who this is supposed to be. American Thug, the eldest son. I have no clue. Thugs. I don't like thugs. E tier. He gets killed. Nobody cares about it. Angel Devil. That's what I mean. There's some of these, or the majority of the characters in here are never shown. The majority of these characters are shown but never revealed. Name-wise, they are never revealed to be anything important. They are irrelevant. They're irrelevant. Just irrelevant. Just like this guy, the Thug, the oldest son. Who gives a shit? Angel Devil. S tier, fittingly right next to Aki. The most famous ship that is a meme ship that people make, Aki and Angel Devil, which is kind of weird. The Angel Devil is very powerful. He does exactly what Aki is suffering from. Able to drain the life force of people. And I want to make him higher than Aki. He's the top tier so far. The top tier character so far. Angel Devil likes ice cream and likes chilling. He's really relaxed. He likes watching the sunrise. He is very melancholic about life and about humanity. He prefers not to help people because he's an angel, but he's most prominently a devil. So he does not like helping people and easing their suffering. He can kill people by just touching them. If you touch them for a little bit less than a quarter hour, if you touch them for less than a quarter hour, your life force from like young age, 20 or something, to the end of your days is over. So if you sleep with him, not sleep with him in the way you think, you fucking perverts, but if you rest your lap on him, if you rest your head on his lap, or you cuddle with him, or you just hug him, you're in a grave danger, because depending how long your lifespan is, even more gets drained away. And if you're destined to only live to 60 years of age, then you suddenly have only like 10 minutes left to live if you're not careful. So that's why he's very dangerous. He doesn't like to fight. He eats zombies and zombie pieces without remorse. Pretty dank and also disgusting. He isn't scared of death. He welcomes it. He's loyal to the devil hunters, of course, and very loyal at that. And he resists Makima, and even tries to kill her after losing both his arms in the Darkness Devil incident. He loses both his arms, meaning Aki has to care for him, which Aki does willingly. But the Angel Devil basically sees and tries to convince Aki to not offer himself to Makima, which fails because Angel is overpowered, and seeing how he has nothing to do, like he lost both his arms, Angel Devil prefers to die from the beginning anyways. He would rather be dead. That's what he says throughout the manga, that he prefers to be dead. He doesn't care if he dies. Angel just gives up and offers his all. That's the punchline throughout the series. If somebody offers his all to a devil, then the devil is, via contract, allowed to do everything the devil wants and can, but at the same time, when the deed is done, or while the deed is done, the devil consumes the person who made the contract until that person is gone, eradicated, eliminated, gone forever, not just dead. It's not even a corpse stays behind. Everything is gone. The whole body and soul is gone. Everything is taken away by the devil and incorporated in itself, so it can do its magic, so to say. Angel has no way out, so he offers himself to Makima. He has very interesting views on humanity, as I said. He doesn't care much about it. He doesn't care to help humanity much, but he's a devil hunter and devil at heart, the two sides of the medal. Pretty much like an archangel, he is both evil and good, you could say. Or like an angel, fallen angel, archangel, he is good and bad at the same time. So he's definitely S tier. Plus he has a wonderful pink reddish hair. And is a pretty cool person. Beam. Beam is an A tier ability-wise. He can float through solid objects and through concrete and such, through floors and walls. He can literally skate like everything is made out of water. He's a shark, the shark fiend. He can transform his himself into the shark devil, which is essentially a giant shark, so to say. He can spawn a shark head, as you can see in this picture, with 3 eyes on both sides. He can summon that, so to say, to devour enemies. Pretty powerful. He is a simp for Lord Chainsaw, which makes him very cringy. He literally blushes when he sees and speaks about and with Lord Chainsaw. And he's pretty useless when communicating because he only communicates in yelling. His communication system is very simplistic. He can only shout phrases, and he has a very tough time communicating, which makes him an A tier, not an A plus or an S. He is a very strong follower. He's adoring Lord Chainsaw. He's following him, and he has a history. He has always been a fan of Lord Chainsaw. He's #1 fan, so to say. And he's not after his heart. He's a true supporter who's not after Denji or Chainsaw Man's heart. He's really a true follower, a true companion. So he's A rank. He doesn't get an A plus simply because he is just so useless. He is useless. Sorry to say it. I don't even know who's supposed to be that. Is that supposed to be Himeno? No, Buddy's girlfriend in front of it? I have no clue. The civilians from me get a D rank if I don't remember what they do, and if they're just in the panel to be in the panel because you had to stretch this this tier list, then I can't help you. It's a D tier because she's a human and she's not a thug, so she's higher ranked than the thug, but she doesn't get E because she doesn't deserve that, but she has no skills, no abilities, is very unimportant. The coffee shop owner gets an E just for being pathetic. I have nothing to say about him. The Cosmo Devil. Cosmo Devil is lesbian, has her brain exposed, has a part of her eye hanging out, and has the ability to trap other people basically in an infinite loop, which is very, very curious. I kind of like that. Her ability to defeat somebody. I'm not going to spoil it that much, but she traps somebody in basically in a library, a fictional library realm, basically a devil realm of library with huge book stands and everything, and she forces that person. I don't want to say who that person is. She forces that person to learn every knowledge in the whole universe. And since that's impossible, that person is going insane. Said person tries to deflect the ability by spreading to other humans. The puppet devil, so to say, the doll devil, so to say. She spreads it to the doll devil. And the doll devil is going insane and spreads it to other people who are also affected throughout the other, like, realm, the earth, the world, basically. Other people are infected, basically, and the only thing you can say is Halloween. That's basically her phrase. You will learn everything. Here you will learn everything in the whole universe until there's nothing more to think about than Halloween. And eventually the doll devil cannot resist and has to repeat Halloween, 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 and other people also, because it's spreading. Devils can spread their abilities to others, so it's distributed between others. If a devil is next to you and you punch the devil could negate that damage and transfer it to somebody else. In other words, to you or the person next to you. So if you stab that devil in the head, might as well stab yourself in the head, because the devil could randomly transform the damage or transfer the damage to you or the person across, or a person in America, a person in India, a person in Norway, any person in the world, basically, so to say. That is shown with the control devil, that ability, but it's assumable, and it is probable that this is a general devil ability, although weaker, because other people go insane and cannot say anything else but Halloween after a doll devil is perished, so to say. Or Santa Claus. Santa Claus. Is this supposed to be the darkness devil? I have to look this up. Oh, this is the curse devil, killing Denji, yeah. Denji steps on a nail, and the last time he steps on the nail, that was conveniently placed on the floor, and he accidentally... he gets stabbed, I think 3 times, and the last time he steps on the nail and then gets yeeted by the curse devil. The curse devil is A+, or A, rather. The curse devil is A. Curses are something that not everybody's afraid of. Curses are an ancient belief, so to say. That is superstition. It's superstition. Nobody believes in curses. So a curse devil would be in our world really weak, but the world of Chainsawman is an alternate universe. The rules there work differently. The curse devil is feared, and greatly so, apparently. It's a strong devil. It gives Aki his nail sword, and with that sword he stabs a person 3 times, and after stabbing 3 times, the curse devil can summon, grabs the person he's supposed to kill, and then bites that person with his jaws and makes them bleed, and basically crushes their insides and destroys them and kills them, and just drops them and goes away. Pretty cool devil, strong, but not the strongest. And the downside is it has to be summoned by stabbing 3 times, and for that, 3 times stabbing, or 4 times in the other case of Santa Claus, it's 4 times, or Santa Claus helper, so to say, it's 4 times stabbing, and it's not really working well, because if you need to stab somebody 3 times or 4 times to make an effect, and at the same time you lose like half your lifetime, or you lose like a lot of lifetime or you have to sacrifice something else, that's a shitty bargain, a really bad bargain. So that's why it's A tier. Who's this supposed to be? I have to look this up. Daughter attacked by the devil. I have no clue. Civilian, I can't remember. As I said, each phase that I can't remember gets a D tier because is civilian, has no abilities, unimportant. She has a nice face, a nice sweater, but that's about all I can say about her. Is this supposed to be Denji or the Chainsaw Devil? It's Denji. Denji gets an A+, but before Cosmo. Before Cosmo, I said. There you go. Why does Denji get before Cosmo, huh? Well, you know, Denji is the cool character, the main character. He's basically a loser who stumbles across a dog who's a devil, kills with the aid of that dog. He starts killing devils in order to make money, to pay off the debt from his old man, who committed suicide, but in reality Denji killed the old man himself. There you go with the spoilers. The old man didn't suicide. Denji killed the old man himself and erased that memory from his, well, memory from his mind. Denji is simple, too simple for his own good, which doesn't make him an S tier, which is the reason why he isn't an S tier. He's too simple. This makes him cool and makes him relatable and also interesting, but dumb is never good, and dumb characters that are lucky are always stereotypical for anime and manga. So he's the stereotype of an anime protagonist, not interesting enough to be S tier. Sorry, Denji, but that's the way it is. He's his dog, Pushita, which we get to later on, reassembles Denji after a failed coup to kill the zombie devil, in which Denji learns the first time that there's devils that are much stronger than him and other devils and what he can do. Pushita remembers Denji's dream of feeding him and wishing for Pushita to have a better life and offering his body in a contract, in another subcontract. The contract between the two is Pushita to survive. Pushita's wounded in a chase by Makima and the Four Horsemen. They're chasing him, trying to kill him, and almost have him killed. Pushita, in his really weak form on Earth, on human plane, meets Denji, who's mourning over the grave of his old man, and the two meet. Denji has nothing more to live. He will be killed tomorrow because he cannot pay the debt of his father. He cannot pay the money that he owes to the mafia, to the criminals. So Denji is dead. Pushita is dying, so they make a contract. Devils regenerate when they feed blood, so you can regenerate by feeding on my blood. Pushita bites him, and a contract is sealed. The contract is two-sided and becomes a subcontract. Pushita wants to learn or live Denji's dream. Pushita doesn't take over his body in this subcontract, but in turn makes another subcontract, like the fourth contract, so to say. Pushita with Denji, Denji with Pushita, and then Pushita wants to see his dreams, and Denji wants Pushita to take his body. So 4 contracts in one, basically, or in one person, or 2 person have like 2 contracts each, or 4 contracts in total with each other, so to say. Pushita, in a dream state, tells Denji that he revives him, becomes his heart, and wants to see him live his dream, Denji's dream, and make Pushita's and Denji's dreams come true. But Pushita obviously wants to live a peaceful life, or a really, really nice life, and Denji shares the same sentiment. So Pushita wants Denji to use his new devil abilities to live out that life. Denji, throughout the series, gets opportunities to almost get laid, grab boobies, have kisses, ruined kisses, flirt with girls, be with girls, mess around with befriend guys, but Denji is a simpleton. He can transform by pulling a cord in his chest to become to get chainsaws from his arms and his head, or alternatively, he can spawn them even from his legs. Possibly that he could respawn it from his back, for example. He could possibly spawn a... Wait, he can only spawn from his limbs, right? Yeah, he can only spawn from his limbs, not his back. Forget about that. He can only spawn them from his limbs. Like any other hybrid. So he's a hybrid, mixture between a devil and a human hybrid. Not a fiend. A fiend is a devil that takes over a human corpse. So it's a devil that has a human body. A devil inside a human body, giving the human body its force, but not requesting anything in return, other than that person doing something, achieving a goal. That is something different. That is a fiend. That is a hybrid. A hybrid is a devil that's inside of a human, but the human has its own conscience, but of course achieves his goals that are compatible with the devil. So if the devil and the human have the same goals, and they're compatible, they have compatible goals, then it becomes a hybrid instead of the devil just taking over the dead body and reviving it and becoming a fiend. A fiend is also much, much weaker. A fiend can become the true devil form. It takes a lot of energy to do so. So that's probably, or that's not probably, that is why Pochita and other devils see it better to make a hybrid variant. Pochita breaks out of Denji a few times. Denji is betrayed by Makima, who kills Power and betrays him in other ways. Denji basically loses all will to continue his dream. That breaks the contract with Chainsaw Man, and Makima is able to control Chainsaw Man out of Denji. Chainsaw Man emerges from Denji. We see him in the little panel on the right side. He's a much more fearsome looking variant with intestines wrapped around his neck, much more menacing, and he looks really full of black tendons and stuff. Or muscles. He looks really, really buff and really, really dangerous. And in that form, Makima either wants to be destroyed and absorbed by the Chainsaw Devil, or she wants to kill him, take his heart for herself so she can control him. Denji is a simpleton. He falls for Makima, doesn't see through her scheme, as nobody does throughout the series. Nobody does. Like, the ultimate betrayal is a shock, unless you really read between the lines and you watch you read the manga like a million times. If you read it a million times, then you can eventually see, you eventually see all the signs. But if you watch the anime for the first time, or you read the manga for the first time, you have no clue. You just watch something and you slowly start building up hints, but you don't piece them together, because Makima he's a dodgy person, very dangerous, very, very on the edge of being a danger herself, but she never lets it out, so to say. So you always have this, you always simp a little bit, just like Denji for her a bit. And that makes Denji so weak. His mindset changes later throughout the series, but I like Denji, but I don't at the same time. He's too simple. I don't know, he's the protagonist. I have to like him, but I don't like him because he's too simple. He just doesn't deserve this power, basically. But he was chosen for a reason, maybe because he is that simple. He cares later on for Nayuta, who's the re-embodiment of the control devil, as if she was the little sister or a daughter almost. He still chases after Asa, which is very deadly, because he almost gets killed multiple times by her, and then he eventually saves her, and that's the current plot that we're stuck at. Throughout the series, he gets replaced by other characters who take the limelight, and eventually one character that's in the current arc taken the limelight, and now he's re-emerging, which is really a relief, because Chainsaw Man over, Asa, which, yeah, I don't really like her too much. Anyway, is this who I think it is? I have to look that up. Deputy Captain of the Secondary Division. He tries to resist Reese. I never know how to pronounce her name. Reza or Reese. Let's call her Reza, because she's she doesn't have a double E, so she's not like Reese's, like the cupcakes Reese's. No, she's Reza, so let's call her Reza. She's like Resurrection. He tries to resist her. The bomb devil can't do it, dies. This is one of the people slashed in one of the panels. That's an E tier because you get slashed doing basically nothing. You are dead doing nothing. Same with this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. They basically all die in the same scene, you could say, without being able to do any fucking thing of noteworthiness. Characters like that are just, I have nothing to say. It's just filler characters that are shown once or twice or in like 6 or 7 or 10 panels, and then they're gone, erased. You see that? I have nothing. This is E tier. You don't do anything. You don't achieve anything. I mean, your goals are good. You could be D tier, but you aren't a civilian. You knew what you were getting into. You knew you should have been more careful, and you just get yourself erased. Darkness Devil. Oh, wow. Gonna have to mute myself for a moment. Yeah, there's some asshole driving around outside with the basically vegetable deliveries. They're like driving around and they're like ringing the bell, and everybody can go out and then buy from the back of the truck. You can buy food from that woman. It's annoying. It's annoying because they drive around with that loud ass bell. But anyways, the Darkness Devil. Yes, the Darkness Devil claps basically everybody. It nearly claps, or it claps Makima. It claps Aki, Angel Devil. It kills Beam. It kills a bunch of others. At the Violence Fiend, for example, he kills the Violence Fiend. He basically kills everybody. Terrible Foe. Has its own realm that the crew is sent to. Makima has to enter his realm, points at him, crackles him a bit, then he points at her, crackles her arm, and crackles her, impales her with a sword, and while she's dying, she manages to recall everybody to the normal world. My God. Could call him a good person, but a good character, but he's ultimately just a bad guy. I mean, he's the Darkness Devil, so very dangerous. Everybody's afraid of the darkness at some point. But yeah, his abilities exceed Makima and basically almost everybody else. He's able to crackle and snap and pop, and Denji as well. He takes the arms off of Power, Aki, Denji, Angel. Everybody's arms are taken away, essentially. Nobody's able to resist. So he snaps everybody. He's the top of S tier so far, because he's just immensely powerful. And the only thing he does, he just defends his realm. He just stands there on his legs that are made of 2 human torsos. Actually humans. Like his legs are actually made of humans that walk on their own legs, which would make for some funny locomotion. Humans with their legs walk, and you walk basically attached to them. That's quite a feat, and quite funny and menacing at the same time. But he's able to clap everybody, takes their arms away, incapacitates Makima and kills her. While she's dying, she's able to resummon them away out of his realm. He's just defending his realm from the invaders. He's just defending his realm. And he does nothing on order. He just defends himself and defends his realm. So that makes him an S tier, especially since he's so powerful. He's only shown for a few panels, which makes him strong S tier, but also pathetic because he's only shown so short, but he's shown to be super powerful. Everybody's seen that scene with the astronauts that are split in half, praying on the right side, their legs, on the left side, the asteroids themselves, or the other way around, I can't remember. Everybody's seen this, has seen that meme panel. This is the Hell Devil, isn't it? Yeah, Devil of Hell, the Hell Devil. Hell Devil gets an A. Before the Curse Devil, but not before Beam. Beam is the best boy. He supports Chainsaw Man, so he gets absolutely wasted by the Darkness Devil, split into pieces, defending and helping Denji. The Hell Devil is summoned by I think 4 people sacrificing themselves on command of Kishibe. They sacrifice themselves, splitting their throats open, and the blood and their deaths summon the Hell Devil. The Hell Devil is summoned to whack Makima and banish her to hell. Then, when Hell Devil sees that Chainsaw Man is emerged, the true Chainsaw Man is emerged, Hell Devil changes his plans and instead wants to banish Denji, or not Denji, sorry, the Chainsaw Man. The Chainsaw Man and Denji are 2 different people. Denji is Chainsaw Man as a devil, as a hybrid devil, but Chainsaw Man is the entity that split from Denji, a completely different thing. Sorry. He doesn't banish Denji. Denji is by that time dead and gone. Like, Chainsaw Man is gone from him. So, Denji isn't there anymore. The Chainsaw Man and the Hell Devil want to take each other out. Chainsaw Man wants to take the Hell Devil out because Makima orders him and controls him, partially. And the Hell Devil can't be controlled by Makima because he was summoned by somebody else. He can't be controlled without being defeated and without submitting. And the Hell Devil just attempts to first take Makima and then realizes that Chainsaw Man is more important and banishes Chainsaw Man. At the same time, the Hell Devil is killed. Hell Devil is basically killed, and Chainsaw Man, without any effort, moments later emerges back to Earth. Hell Devil has lost. Chainsaw Man has proven his danger. So that's why he gets an A tier. He's strong. He manages to banish Chainsaw Man. He wants to banish Makima, but he's ultimately killed and destroyed by Chainsaw Man without any force. But if he had taken Makima, Chainsaw Man would have saved her. If he had taken Makima, Chainsaw Man would have saved her. But the issue is that he couldn't do anything right. The Hell Devil could have done anything right here. If he goes after Chainsaw Man, then he knows that he can't win because he's controlled by Makima. And if he takes Makima, then Chainsaw Man instantly comes to her rescue to take her out of his reach and destroy the devil anyways. So the Hell Devil has lost from the beginning. He lost by default, so to say. The Minion. The Minion is one of these partially villains, partially good people. He was one of the followers and one of those people who adore Lord Chainsaw, if I remember correctly. He's a B tier. He is not explained any further. You gotta remember one thing. Chainsaw Man is a manga anime series. The manga came before the anime. But unlike Mushoku Tensei, for example, and other animes and mangas, there is no light or actual novel version. What is a light novel? When it comes to complexity, you have anime, manga, light novel, novel, / web novel. Light novel and web novel are between each other, or novel and web novel can be inserted anywhere. What that means, anime is the cheapest and the easiest. You just watch and listen to it. You don't have to invest anything. Manga is more challenging, but it's only pictures and a few speech bubbles. You only have to grasp what's happening by seeing what people do and by following what they do. You have to see the motions that they do. You only have to read a comic. It's a comic book. It's for kids, essentially. A kid can understand this shit. It's not complex. A light novel is written words that are dialogue and descriptions. You have somebody saying, "Go to hell, you devil," he said, and smiled. Something like that. You have a dialogue and a descriptor. It's classical novel form, like stuff that Shakespeare wrote, for example. It's the same thing. It's written word and storytelling in written form. There's no pictures, only a written form. You have to imagine everything yourself, or rather you have to read how the characters look. The novel version is the higher version of that, because novels are what Harry Potter is, for example, an actual book. Web novels can be light novels, or they can be actual novels. That depends on the complexity. Most people prefer to make light novels as web novels. Some people even put manga-like pictures in there alongside, so some web novels even have pictures inside, and usually a smaller compressed storytelling. Back to the topic, Dominion is nowhere explained, and this is why I put all these people there. All these people are shown in panels of the manga, and that's it. There is no explanation of their background, there is no explanation of their personality, there is no explanation of this, that, nothing. No explanation at all. The only thing you get thrown at you is a face and a name. And that's why this character is B tier, because follower of Chainsaw Man, respectable, would be A tier, or A plus even, or S tier, could be S tier, but we don't know anything about this person. Who's this? EN? That doesn't even ring any bell. So this person gets a D tier. I have no clue who that is. I'm not joking. This is the hamburger dad, so to say. Yeah. This is the mascot. He gets an absolute F tier. He bullies alongside the other staff, most of the other staff. He bullies our best girl. I'm not gonna say who it is. You already know who it is. Of course, she starts with K. Her name starts with K. But he bullies her, and he gets decapitated by a Chainsaw Man. Not Denji, but actual the emerged Chainsaw Man that was emerged by Makima. He gets decapitated. He gets what he deserves, so he's an F tier. I would put him as absolute trash, but he doesn't deserve that. He's a civilian, has no abilities, and he just gets into the way of Chainsaw Man and bullies Kobeni, and that's it. Who's this? Father of daughter attacked by the devil. I have no clue who this is, but he's a civilian. He gets a D tier. Fox Devil. Absolute trash. The Fox Devil is shown as the first actual supporting devil. She emerges off of the ground and eats the tentacle, leech devil. The leech devil, she eats him, devours him, and then disappears in a cloud of smoke that settles onto the ground. She is shown to emerge by Aki summoning her, making a fox gesture with his hand, and he says, "Kon," and she emerges. The fox gesture is, you hold out your hand with the palm facing to you, middle finger and ring finger come forward a little bit towards your palm, and now your thumb, with the tip of your thumb, you touch the tip of your middle and your ring finger. That's basically all. Index finger and little finger are stretched straight still. Now you stretch out and pull up. You flex index finger up a little bit, and you flex your little finger up a little bit. Now what you have like a fork-looking thing. You have the index finger and the ring, the middle, the small finger, the little finger are standing up, and the middle and ring finger are basically touching your thumb. When you look at it from a side, it looks like the snout of a fox and the ears of a fox. That's what the kon basically. It's very well known in Japan, and it's one of these Japanese hand signs. It's just used for everything. And Aki summons her with that scene. The scene is also seen in the intro where he makes that hand gesture. What makes her absolute trash is it's she. She only gets summoned by attractive, and she can be summoned, but she won't respond. She only responds to attractive devil hunters. She doesn't respond to everybody. She only responds if a devil hunter is attractive and worth her time. That makes her absolute trash, for one. She eats the leech devil. She eats Akane Sabatari, the snake girl, but spits her back out. Not the devil, not Sabatari. She doesn't eat Sabatari, she eats the katana devil. She eats the katana hybrid devil thing. Katana hybrid. She eats him and spits him back out. She does the same with the bomb devil, or hybrid. She summons paws to swipe, or she summons her paws to help devil hunters by swiping at enemies and swiping them away. But she's ultimately dispelled all the time. The katana devil pierces out of her head, I think out of her forehead even, which upsets her so much that she doesn't reply to Aki Hayakawa anymore. Aki Hayakawa loses her permanently after that. A little incident where she fails to contain what she's eaten because she's too weak. She can't even contain a katana hybrid. If she cannot contain a katana hybrid, how can she fight another devil? This tells you how useless she is. She, as I said, can only summon her limbs to swipe, and that's it. She is never seen after the bomb arc, never seen again so far, which is a good thing because she is absolutely useless. That's why she's trash. What's this bullshit here? Fox stew? Torika. This is F because, I mean, Torika is a hunter and aligned with the Santa Claus, with the doll devil, with Santa Claus. But he's hunting foxes. That's all I have to say. Absolute trash. Is this him? No, that's Fushi. Can't remember who Fushi is. He gets a D. I can't remember who he is. I don't even care. I read the manga, but I can't remember who this person is supposed to be, so I can't even respond. I can't even say anything. I don't know. Is this person important? Is he a civilian? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, the future devil S tier because he's a all-defining ability or all-defining entity. He reveals Aki's future, but only in an outline. He tells him he's going to die, and this is the big issue. In the manga, he's going to die the most horrible death. In the anime, he will die the most... his death will absolutely fucking rule. Crunchyroll and the writers translated and put it in the wrong wording. His death will be absolutely bad would have been the correct translation. But they said absolutely rule. He foresees Aki becoming the gun fiend and being killed by Denji. Denji has to kill Aki. And that's the last time we see the future devil standing on top of a building telling him, I told you your death is going to be fucking horrible. And then we see that there was actually 3 dots behind it. In other words, the sentence wasn't finished. Your death will be absolutely horrible for the Chainsaw Man. So the devil didn't say his full line to Aki because Aki was not listening anyways. But what he meant is that Aki's death will be absolutely horrible for the Chainsaw Man because it will break him mentally and scar him and it'll be a great loss. Ghost Devil. Ghost Devil is a C. Why is Ghost Devil a C? Ghost Devil gives Himeno a ghostly hand which she can use to strangle somebody, and she can summon that hand to pierce through enemies, solid objects, and hit somebody. She can use that hand to injure people and destroy people and do things. A very powerful ability, but it costs her. It cost her eye. Oh yeah, and here the Fox Devil also requests such things as the skin. Aki has to cut a piece of skin out of his arm and give it to her as a payment, which is pretty freaky for how little she can actually do. She actually requires such heavy price for such a weak ability. If we look at Akane Savatari here in B tier, she only loses her fingernail when she summons Hebi, her snake. Hebi is snake in Japanese, by the way. Hebi desu. Snake is, that's a snake. When she tells Hebi to regurgitate a ghost, she actually suffers internal, like, bleeding and damage to her organs. Good. That's a different picture, but Akane's summoning ability only uses a fingernail. It eats a fingernail up, and Aki has to cut his arm up for one single appearance of Fox Devil. Anyways, we were at the Ghost Devil. The Ghost Devil gives you one arm to use in a ghostly form, and after consuming Himeno, after she says, "I give you my all, destroy the Katana Devil," or Katana Man, she fails to do that. Or she partially succeeds in doing that. She almost kills him, almost rips him apart, but Hebi, the Snake Devil, can easily bite through her neck and destroy her, and the Ghost Devil vanishes. So Himeno's sacrifice was absolutely useless and in vain. The Ghost Devil was absolutely useless. Her abilities might be cool. Ghost Devil cannot see, cannot speak, cannot hear. She can only feel. She can only sense the emotions and locate you by doing that. If you have no emotions, she cannot do anything. And that's what happens when she gets revived or recalled by Akane, who suffers internal bleeding, but manages to summon the Ghost Devil. The Ghost Devil is overpowered by Aki, who decapitates it and kills it permanently. Aki manages with his partially magical katana to destroy the Ghost Devil by stepping on her, because he has no fear, he has no emotions, he has no bad or angstfully emotions. He isn't fearful. So since he has no fear of death or anything, because he has nothing to lose, he steps on her and walks over her back and decapitates the devil without it fighting back. It offers Aki a token from Himeno, which is a cigarette with no regrets written on it. That means no regrets, don't regret anything. And this actually makes the Ghost Devil more wholesome than anybody else. She's the top tier of B, just because she retaliates, or not retaliates, but she recovers, so to say. She redeems herself by offering a token from Himeno from dead Himeno. Himeno's already dead by that time, long dead by the time. And she offers him a cigarette with no regrets written on it. Is that Makimastu? I have nothing to say. It's food. Put it on B. Aki, aka the Aki 47, aka the Gun Fiend. An A+. Next to Denji, fittingly. As I said, he's Aki after he was contracted, or he has given his everything. He has given everything to Makima, because Makima says that she doesn't know what to do, And in an attempt to save Denji and power everybody, in an attempt to save everybody, Aki offers himself, all of himself to her. A contract. He grows a Colt 45 barrel out of his muzzle rather, out of his head, and various machine guns on his left arm. He uses that to kill civilians, tear up the terrain, the buildings, and multiple times he kills Denji. And at the same time, in his head, there's a snowball fight. That snowball fight with Denji is a representation of their real fight, the gunshots, and Denji hitting him with the chainsaws. And in the end, Aki surrenders. He lays down and gives up and says he doesn't want to fight anymore. That is because Denji is crying. Denji is crying in real life and in the dream because he doesn't want to kill or hurt Aki. He just wants Aki to come back. Denji's behavior throughout the whole fight is, Aki, snap out of it. Aki, Hayakawa, it's you. Snap out of it. He tries to snap him out of his state, but he doesn't realize that the hybrid is doomed. But something clicks inside of Aki. He sees Denji crying and doesn't shoot any more bullets at him. He doesn't throw any more snowballs on him. And he ceases fighting. At the same time, though, Denji has realized that Aki is beyond rescuing. And in this moment where Aki shuts down in his dream, Aki stops fighting and is instantly impaled and killed by Denji with his chainsaw. Denji disappears from the dream, and suddenly we see Aki and his little dead brother and basically having a snowball fight. That is the last conscience. This is the last thing. This is like death, the last thing you see while you die and before you die, like moments before you die. It's the last thing you see. Aki's conscience while he is dying, he is dead. His last milliseconds of consciousness show him and his brother having a snowball fight. Denji's gone. Denji's not there anymore. This is because Aki's dead. He's dead. And his last moments of dead, last milliseconds of his life, while the life is going out of him, he sees that snowball fight. He's A+ because he is a terrible foe, terribly powerful, and at the same time he really destroys Denji. He really his death and his transformation really destroys Denji, and that's why he gets an A+. He is so dramatic, and I actually cried when I read that chapter. He really is a good written character, and the fight is really well written, and his end is really well written. It's something that Aki didn't deserve, but it's fitting. The Gun Devil. He gets an A. But he gets an A in front of everybody. Why only A? Why not S? Strength-wise, he is S+++. So an S with 3 pluses. He's Galaxy. He's probably G, Galaxy level. He is so high in level that it's not comparable. Activating his abilities for a few seconds, he can kill tens of thousands of people with headshots, wherever they are. He never misses. If 10,000 people are, or he is allowed to unleash his wrath for 3 seconds, or 4 seconds, or 5 seconds, in exchange for his powers, he instantly hit or hard shoots tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people in order to gather their souls and their strength to use his abilities. A terrible foe, very, very dangerous. To humanity, it's the most dangerous devil of them all, because if somebody makes a contract with him, you die and you don't even know what happened. You get shot into the head or into the heart and you don't even know what happens, why and what happened, and you can't do nothing about it. There's no way to run away from it. You can hide inside a concrete bunker and the bullet that kills you just spawns out of thin air inside the bunker and goes into your body and kills you. You cannot run from this thing. You cannot hide from this ability. That's what makes him A, not A+, because he is controlled by evil powers. The Gun Devil is the equivalent in real life during the Cold War nuclear deterrence. Multiple nations hold a piece of his body. The US holds 20% of his body, for one. 20% of his body are able to kill hundreds of thousands of people in seconds, and millions of people in minutes. This is the most dangerous devil of all, I would say. Not the strongest, but the most dangerous. It's a truce. If every nation holds a piece of the Gun Devil's body, they can always threaten each other to kill the whole population. So it's basically a standstill, a truce. It is the exact same thing as nuclear deterrence. Nuclear weapons don't exist anymore because this devil, the nuclear weapons devil, as much as the Nazi devil, were eaten by Chainsaw Man, and Chainsaw Man's eating ability eradicates this devil forever from history. There was never any Nazis, and there never was any nuclear bombs. We might know about nuclear power, but we will never know about nuclear weapons because they don't exist. Only nuclear power, but weapons don't exist. So the Gun Devil is the equivalent and the replacement for nuclear weapons, nuclear deterrence. One nation has nuclear weapons, hey, we're going to shoot you. The other nation has them also and says, well, we just shoot back. Nobody dares to shoot because they will destroy each other and they will destroy the planet. That is nuclear deterrence, and this is Gun Devil deterrence in the series. Himeno, S tier, next to Aki. She is lewd and doesn't seem to pick or doesn't decide too much on genders. She also flirts or hugs and proposes a kiss for whoever kills the Infinity Devil, I think it's called, or the Time Devil, one of the two. The Infinity Devil. She offers a kiss to anybody, and as is revealed, she also has already kissed everybody on the whole division. She has already made out with everybody. She smokes and gets Aki to smoke, even though he's a minor. She holds onto the cigarette and forces him to smoke eventually. She flirts with him. As he is an adult, she flirts with him, and she tries to convince him to go private. What private means, they want to leave. They want to leave the active sector of the Devil Hunter division. They don't want to hunt devils anymore, or she doesn't want to. She wants to live a life in more or less peace, with Aki preferably. She is heavily into him, and Aki is absolutely oblivious. She makes friends with Denji after kissing him in a drunken state and vomiting into his mouth at a successful celebration of their mission, destroying the Eternity Devil, not Infinity, Eternity Devil, the Eternity Devil. After killing the Eternity Devil, they are celebrating, and basically she gets so drunk that she kisses Denji because Denji killed the Eternity Devil, and she pukes into his mouth. She then drinks and feeds Denji drink. Instead of water, she drinks him alcohol and almost has sex with him. He is a minor, Denji is 16, she is 24, I think. She sleeps, like Denji doesn't go through with it. She sleeps on the bed, he sleeps on the floor, and Denji, of course, in a simping state, says that he wants to save himself for Makima, of course, like a stupid as simp he is. That's the reason why he gets A+. And then she wakes up, he wakes up, they have dinner, they have a breakfast, and she says that it would be very bad because people had landed in jail because of having sex with a minor is illegal. So she is glad that nothing happened, and Denji then says, she then proposes that they work together. She helps Denji get to Makima, which is pretty much impossible because she doesn't have that much influence. Himeno doesn't have that much influence. She's just bluffing. And she wants help getting to Aki. They become friends, and that's where she was doomed. She died moments after. During the next mission, she dies. Killed by the shot by Sabatari. And then as she dies, or is gravely wounded, intended to by Power, she has no other option because she sees Aki being wounded and threatened and almost killed. She protects them all by summoning the ghost devil and offers her own self. She loses her right arm, then her left arm, then one leg, then both legs, then her lower body, and then her whole body is gone, and only her jacket and her eye patch covering her eye is left. So eventually she has nothing left. There's nothing left of her. She just fades into nothingness. And as I already explained, the ghost devil does nothing. It also gets eradicated shortly moments after, and her sacrifice was in vain. Himeno is then never actively seen again because she's dead. S tier because she is with Aki. She is his teacher. She is very sad about losing so many other pupils under her before. And Aki is the first one, and she begs him and tells him to not die on her. She's a very kind girl and very, very well-feeling and very confident. And yeah, she is strong. Very nice person. This is the sister of Himeno, yes. The sister of Himeno gets an S tier as well, even though neither her face nor the rest of her body is shown. After Himeno dies, and Aki is barely surviving, he's in hospital, and Power and Denji steal his apples. Denji leaves with an apple behind. The sister comes in after Kurose and Tendo, two associates from a different division, who tell him he needs to be stronger if he wants to stay. They give him the option to resign or stay. Aki chooses to stay. Himeno's sister then arrives, and instead of slapping him or doing anything, she gives him letters. And one of this letter details the history of their relationship and gives insight. She was in love. She wanted Aki to get to retire, basically. They wanted to run away. She wanted to run away together, and she made him pierce his ears. He made him pierce his ears. In other words, she was almost a girlfriend to him, and that makes Himeno's sister, because she bears this messaging, these letters to her and to her family. Because she has these letters and reveals them to Aki, to which Aki then is very sad about and treasures. He treasures these letters, though, and these moments, he treasures it. But Aki is then, of course, a bit more depressed. So she gives good messages to him that reveal more about their relationship and about what everybody already thought when they saw Aki and Himeno together. Oh my god, is this who it is? Yoshida? Okay. Yoshida is an A+. Why is Yoshida an A+? Yoshida is a tentacle guy. Tentacles. Protects Denji. How to describe him the best? Yoshida is always there where you don't expect him. He has a contract with, is it a squid devil? Something like that. He can summon squids, and or not squids, but tentacles, basically, large tentacles. He can use them to check his surroundings and to grab and whack enemies with. And he is part of an organization that wants to defend Denji. He is one of the people who wants Denji to stay out of public. As Chainsaw Man, he wants Denji to be a normal boy, live a normal life, go to normal school like a normal kid, attend a normal life. That's his plans with Denji, so to say. Yoshida is very, very intelligent, and as I said, he's always there where you don't expect him to be, and when you don't expect him to be there. He also Yoru Asa, he also associates with her, with Asa and Yoru. And, well, he tries his best to protect Denji, so that's why he gets an A+. Plus, he's handsome, and you can always see Denji and him being a couple, but that's just fanfic. Who's this? Is this who I think it is? It's Arai. Arai gets a S+, or S tier. Arai is killed on patrol by the thugs that are bought and outfitted with guns from the Gun Devil as they try to eradicate the Devil Hunters. He is with Kobeni and he dies, sacrificing himself. He is shot in the neck, and then he dives in front of Kobeni to protect her and takes a headshot for her. He is later revived and taken by the Violence Devil to make the Violence Fiend. He is also shown to be a very drilled person. He is at the celebratory dinner and drinking session that they have after the mission of the Eternity Devil. During the Eternity Devil incident, he also turns insane. He sides with Kobeni, who wants to kill Denji, so they can feed themselves to the Eternity Devil. They can feed him to the Eternity Devil, so to say. The Eternity Devil wants the Chainsaw Man's body and his heart, subsequently, and ultimately, and Arai agrees with Kobeni that in order to be released by the Eternity Devil who has them trapped, they should just kill Denji or give him to the devil. He is a bit cowardly, has a nervous breakdown, but he eventually shows a strong side by sacrificing himself for Kobeni. He comes back as the Violence Fiend, fights a lot of enemies, helps Chainsaw Man, helps Kobeni, and eventually he is drawn to the realm of the Darkness Devil, where he does an effort, removes his mask, and jumps and leaps at the Darkness Devil, and almost hits it, but is killed, sliced into pieces by the devil. So he gets an S tier because of his kind demeanor. He is Violence Devil, he's the Violence Fiend, but he is very kind and very friendly, something that he has retained from his personal experience, from his personality before. As Beam jumps up and tries to bite him because he thinks he's a zombie as well. They're surrounded by zombies. Arai, aka the Violence Fiend, punches Beam and puts him to the ground, and apologizes and says that he thought he was another zombie or a hostile devil, and then he warns the Spider Devil that a woman like her shouldn't be among these zombies, to which he learns that she's also a devil, which is a nice scene. Who's this? Joey? Joey is one of the three brothers. We put this one here with D. He is one of the skin transformation brothers. Not much to say about him. He's one of those fiends who try to infiltrate the devil hunters and assassinate them, but are taken out. Kishibe. Kishibe gets an A+. Actually an S rank. Fuck this. Kishibe is the top goat. He's the greatest of all time. Why is Kishibe the greatest of all time? Kishibe is practically contracted with, well, not every devil that is out there, but he's contracted with so many devils that the man is basically not himself anymore. There's basically nearly nothing left of this man that is not a devil. This man is literally a devil himself, almost. He drinks constantly in order to numb himself. He can hardly handle life as it is, so he constantly drinks, and he suffers greatly from his fate of having to train newbies and having to see them die. He basically trains people and then they die, and he is contracted, so to say, by Makima to train power and Denji, so they aren't killed and dispatched by disposed by easy devils. He mocks them and makes fun of the two of them because they are so weak and they have no chance to even fight a weak devil by themselves. So he makes them into badasses, as he says, and he begins to train them by killing them repeatedly and then reviving them with blood. He also sees through Makima's scheme. He sees that Makima, the control devil, is trying to not do the best for mankind, as Makima claims. In a private eye conversation between the two of them, he actually calls her out and tells her that it's bullshit, to which Makima only smiles. Makima always smiles when she's nervous and when she needs to be self-assured, but he calls her out because he sees through her tricks. Kishibe is contracted with a bunch of devils. He has lightning-fast speed, is able to stab Denji 3 times in the body or through the body with a tanto knife in rapid succession and kill him. He is able to throw a knife into Denji's head. He's able to sense powers, attacks with her own blood that comes as spears through the ceiling and through the floor, through a door. He is able to dodge all of it, and he's able to sense Denji's attack and attack him instead. He is able to see through the tactics of all their attacks, which makes him insanely powerful. So S tier, definitely. Top of the S tier. Kobeni. Kobeni is low A tier. Kobeni has an unknown contract with an unknown devil. She has lightning reflexes, can move faster than other people. She can use a knife to cut limbs off of people and kill people. She's able to sneak and move behind people without them noticing, so she has sneaking ability. She is called a monkey one time, or moves like a monkey, which leads people to the belief that she is contracted with the monkey devil. That is not very unlikely. She's very much, or very likely, contracted with a devil that is very, very powerful, agility-wise, probably. She is probably contracted with a devil that is very, very, very agile, very agile when it comes to movement and to manipulation and to, self-preservation and such. It is very likely that she is contracted with an agility-based devil. She is very humble. She has nice manners. She is a young girl. She had to choose between becoming a prostitute or a devil hunter, and she chose obviously devil hunting. She can't handle the pressure, though. She is overwhelmed by it and decides to eventually quit it and works at Family Burger. There she's bullied by the other workers and by the boss, and eventually gets saved by chainsaw man who wants a burger and who wants a date. She hates all of it, but ultimately realizes that she was saved by a chainsaw man and thus also in one way Denji, and she goes underground after that. Kishibe helps her go underground. She has nowhere left to run, as she says. And she doesn't mind that she has nowhere else to run. Yeah, that's basically her plot, so to say. She is a very humble girl, always scared, and the scaredy cat Kobeni is basically the meme surrounding her. Always scared, always afraid. A cute girl who's always afraid and always in trouble and so on. Very cute, but also very, very, very troubling. A nice character, A+. Kobeni's car. Kobeni's car gets the S tier. In that panel that you see there, the three brothers are infiltrating the Devil Hunters, disguised as others. Only one of them is left and gets hit by Kobeni's car. Power decides that she can drive Kobeni's car, and with Kobeni in the passenger seat, she takes off and goes on a rampage because she can't really drive a car well. She crashes the car almost into the group of devil hunters who jump to the side, but only one person can't evade, gets hit, and gets killed. The person getting killed is the imposter. The imposter transforms back to his original shape, isn't what he seems to be, and thus reveals that they have been infiltrated. So Kobeni's car is S tier. Kobeni's car is the true OG. Not as good as the other characters, but better than Himeno's sister, who's just a meme carrier, so to say. Is this who I think? It's Kusakabe. Kusakabe is one of the associates of Denji and Yoshida, I think. He is merely a C tier because he gets killed really fast. Now Makima is absolute trash. She deserves S tier, but she's absolute trash. She's the queen of the absolute trash. Why is that? Makima finds Denji after he kills the zombie devil. She finds out that he's a human, but also has devil inside of him. She, throughout the series, teases Denji and tells him he can have anything with her, even sex, can touch her boobs. He gets to touch her boobs. She tells him that Chupa Chups lollipop that she gives him is like another kiss. The first kiss tasted like his first kiss tasted like a cola Chupa Chups. So she enthralls Denji. Reasoning behind that is Makima is the control level. In other words, she can control other people. And she has a contract with the Prime Minister of Japan. This contract is she does what he tells her, and in return, any damage that she suffers is spread through when two random citizens in Japan. What this means is, if Makima gets so drunk that she dies, then this state is either spread out through multiple people, or a random person in Japan will die of intoxication of alcohol. That's what I said earlier. Devils have the ability to transfer some of their suffering to others, to other people, or at least to a certain degree, but the control devil can do it fully due to the contract. She can completely transfer every type of damage done to her, and it gives another person an illness or damage or wound of the same degree, and that person cannot do anything. She is the one responsible for plotting and betraying basically everybody. She's betraying the Devil Hunters because all she wants is that what everybody else wants, Denji's heart. Denji's heart is Pochita. Pochita is the Chainsaw Devil, and the Chainsaw Devil is the strongest devil of them all, so to say, or nearly the strongest of them all, because he can absorb other devils and thus eradicate them and make the world either a more peaceful or a more violent one. If you erase a devil that's doing good things for humanity, if you erase all the devils that are friendly to humanity and leave only the bad ones, then you would create hell on earth. If you eradicate all the bad devils, you would create a paradise on earth. And this is the imbalance that Makima seems to aims to uphold. The imbalance she seems to avoid. She aims to uphold the balance between good and bad, but she wants to be in control. She is the control devil, and she wants to be in control. She surrounds herself with dogs, because dogs listen. They are grateful for getting food. They're easy to control. They don't speak back. They're easy to control. And they do not fight back unless you injure them. So if you're kind to them and just give them food, they basically allow you to do anything to them and with them. And that is why Makima is absolute trash. She aims to have an actual family. She wants to have a family. And this is why I raise her to F tier. I raise her to F tier. She wants to have a family. And actually I'll be very generous. I'll raise her to C tier. She is still absolute trash. See, she deserves to be in absolute trash and in C. She's the lowest C. Makima has good intentions. She only wants to be loved and love without control. That's her deepest desire. Her deepest desire is to love somebody and be loved without the control. But she cannot do that because she is a devil, a control devil. So she always has to use her abilities, and that makes her so incapable. The way she was raised and the person she has become, she is incapable of living life without using her abilities to control people, and that actually makes her an insanely sad character, because she just wants to have a family and a normal life, but she never can have that. She will never have that because she is absolutely twisted, and her abilities just make it impossible for her to have a normal life. Because she is so powerful, she gets a C rank, and because she has good intentions, and because her story is actually, when you look at it in depth, it's really sad. What can she do? She can shoot chains from her body, and this chain pierces a person. If it pierces the person, their mind is controlled, their body is controlled, their mind is controlled, and their personality is controlled. They do whatever she tells them to. We see one shot where chains come out of her belly, and that attach to Angel Devil and to Aki amongst a lot of others, and that is a figure of speech, so to say. She controls them. They are all chained to her. And this is the sad thing about her existence. She can only live through existing. She can only live and exist through manipulation by controlling people. She lures Denji into false security and then eventually breaks him. Actually, she goes back to E, the lowest E, because she kills power. She can extend a finger and bang, erase and destroy a part of a body just with a finger bang. She kills power, who comes with a cake to I think it's Denji's birthday, and she orders Denji to open the door. Denji remembers that in one of his dreams he was told to not open that door. He does open the door, and Makima instantly kills power as she opens the door. Makima then laughs and sits down with Denji, who was broken, and tells him that that was fun, and reveals to Denji that he killed his father, and Denji is in seconds he is a broken man, and acts and makes a contract with her to become her dog. He indirectly says that he wants to be contracted with her, and she is able to basically not control him, but she's partially controlling him, all with the goal of achieving and obtaining his heart. Ultimately, she deserves E tier or absolute trash, but you have to see the whole picture, so she stays in E tier. Tiramisu. Is that? Tiramisu? Well, Makima's dogs, but that's tiramisu. I like dogs. Dogs get an A tier. Tiramisu. Okay, that moves the whole array or what? Okay, I get it. Makima's dogs get... Okay, that does that. Okay, I just don't remember who that is. I put him here. So. Nayuta, absolute S tier, together with the dog. Makima's dogs can't do anything about it, and after Makima's death is also very nice. Makima gets turned into food and is eaten by Denji. If he doesn't devour her in his devil form to absorb her, but if he eats her literally, in other words, he actually eats her, if Denji actually eats Makima, he doesn't absorb her, and she can also not come back, and that seems to work. But Makima comes back in the form of a reincarnation, Nayuta. Nayuta is Denji's sister, daughter, you could say, lives with him, and he takes care of her. Nayuta loves the dogs that have been adopted, and the cat from Power that has been adopted. Absolutely loves them. Likes Denji, Denji likes her, and she's the goat. She saves Denji from being killed, almost. She pierces her chains that she can use at this young age of 6 or 8 or something. She can use her chains and shoot them at somebody, and she pierces Asa's head. We'll get into that, and basically brainwashes her into letting Denji go. She was about to kiss Denji, and they were about to make out because of the abilities that Asa Yoru has. I'll explain that once we're at that character. So Nayuta comes in clutch, saves Denji, and rescues him, essentially. Now, another thing is that she is very easy to take care of. She only wants bread for food, so she wants only simple foods. Of course, something that Denji doesn't provide. He doesn't just provide stale bread to her, but she's a very easy to take care of devil. And although Denji and Kishibe are both aware that she's dangerous, if she grows up differently, she will not become Makima. She will become her own person. Who's this guy? Nomo? Can't remember. Is one of the people who dies easily. Gets a D tier because he's a supporting character. Meowie is S tier because I like cats. It's the cat that is saved by Power. Power, the Blood Devil, saves a cat that is starving. She wants to feed that cat in order to devour it. Of course, Power grows fond to the cat and cannot kill it, and even mourns after it is taken by the Bat Devil. After the Bat Devil is killed and Maui is saved, Meowie and her are seen as best friends. Meowie is later adopted by Denji and lives with the dogs and Denji in the same household. The Tentacle Devil, Octopus Devil. Octopus Devil is Yoshida's devil. He gets an A+ tier because he's always there. He's always there with Yoshida. He watches out for Yoshida and detects if anybody is spying on them. He blocks, or he is even able to block spying. So it's a very good devil. Not shown very much, only these tentacles, as you can see, and the rings on the tentacles are shown. The suckers on the tentacles are shown, but not much else. is shown and known about the devil, but it's Yoshida's devil. It carries hard and helps hard. Very good. Who's this? Somebody who escaped from Denji. I can't remember that. Gets a D tier. Makima still gets a D tier still. I don't know who. I don't know what. Oh, is that Santa Claus? The old doll. The old doll is one of Santa Claus's avatars. Santa Claus is the doll devil. Santa Claus, aka the doll devil, has a bunch of avatars. One of them is an old man in Germany. This old man in Germany is, I think it's the same. Is it the same guy? Is it the same guy? No, that's not the. That's the Yakuza employer. Looks like. Never mind. Anyways, this old man is one of her avatars, and this avatar demands something. And I'm gonna say it the way it is written in the manga. He demands 3 young girls. I think it's even children. I think it was 2 for pleasure and 1 for sacrificing. He holds a note, and on that note is written in German, Makima can hear us. He is aware that Makima can spy on them from anywhere around the world. She can spy on them. So he uses written words and phrases that are indistinguishable and untellable what they mean. So nobody knows what they're talking about. But he wants, basically, I think 2 for pleasure or 1 for pleasure. He's a creepy bastard. He's a very creepy bastard. And one of her avatars, and that just shows how dangerous and how wicked and how disgusting Santa Claus is, that she has one avatar of herself that is actually an old creep and very, very disgusting. I have nothing more to say about that character. Fuck that. Absolute trash. Pincy. Pincy is one of the girls in the harem of Guangxi. Can't tell much about her. Her character is not revealed, and as I said, it's not a light novel, it's not a web novel, it's not a novel, it's a manga. So we don't know anything of that backstory. We don't know anything about the backstory aside of, she exists. Pochita, S tier. Pochita is S tier, together with Kishiba up there. Pochita is cute. Looks innocent and weak, and indeed is the strongest, one of the strongest devils. Maybe Darkness and Death is stronger, but he is so strong that he can outperform nearly all other devils that have manifested on Earth. He can outperform them. He has absorbed 12 devils and killed them, or not killed them, but absorbed them, eradicated them from history. Very interesting. And he is part of Denji. As I told in Denji's storyline that I explained, he melts with him. He becomes his heart to revive Denji, and only in exchange he wants to live Denji's dream. When Denji gets turned by Makima and gives up on his dream, Pochita is able, enraged, to turn out of Denji and turns into his true Chainsaw Man form. The true Chainsaw Man. Full potential. Super Saiyan Pochita, so to say. Cute dog with a tail that is a chainsaw starter and a chainsaw coming out the head and a handle at the back of the back. Cute orange devil. Power's boobs are an F because they are small. The devil basically that picked her body had a bad taste. Her boobs are small, and she has to use cups to enlarge them. When Denji fondles her boobs, the paddings that she uses to stuff her bra actually fall out, and Denji is shocked. Power herself, on the other hand, goes in the A+. And she's above Denji. Why is she above Denji? Power betrays Denji on each possible note. She betrays him at the beginning because she wants to offer him to the bad devil who stole her Miaui. She grows fond of Miaui, who she loves, instead of killing and eating her as she promised. She kills cows and bears and other animals and birds, feasts on everything that she can find, and feeds Meowie. So she takes care of the cat, even though she has not even clothes on her body. She's like naked and dirty in the beginning of the whole storyline that is shown. She becomes a part of the Devil Hunters, is unruly, very stubborn, simple-minded, aggressive, blames humans and blames Denji. Every time she does a mistake, she claims that somebody else forced her to do that. Most importantly, Denji forced her, and she makes fun of Denji. She is the first one to almost jump and kill Denji and propose they kill Denji when they can escape the Eternity Devil. Other than that, she is highly loyal. At the very end, she is basically killed by Makima, but can return as her devil form. And this devil form pleads alliance with Makima and wants to get Denji. But she chooses to instead run with Denji and betray Makima in the ultimate end. She is chased by everybody, mortally wounded. Her devil is mortally wounded, and as she is basically dying, she has a small conversation, so to say, with Denji in another dreamlike state, where she tells him that the blood that Denji has received from power at some point is still coursing through his veins, and he can use that. She also pleads him to find the Blood Devil's reincarnation. Once he awakens from this dream, she wants him to seek out the Blood Devil reincarnation and make friends with them. So basically she wants to be friends with him again. She's a good girl. She doesn't flush the toilet, though, at the beginning. She doesn't bathe, and she doesn't like to eat very well. She has no manners, and she learns manners throughout the series, and it takes the events of the Darkness Devil, where everybody loses their arms, for her to become afraid. She's even afraid of her own throat, because the throat is dark, and everywhere where the darkness is, she sees the Darkness Devil. She bathes with Denji, and they even lay on top of each other in the bath, but Denji feels nothing. Denji doesn't feel attraction, he doesn't feel any sexual tension or any sexual feelings. Denji feels nothing. He is not attracted to her in the sexual way at all, even though they're in a highly sexual scenario, basically naked and closer than brother and sister, almost like lovers, but there is just no love and no sex happening between the two of them. Power is shown to be very traumatized, and that bothers me, and that's why she's an A+. Her character is so well made, and she is just shown to be so friendly and so good. And of course, who would see Power like this and, turn her down and hate her? She is a twisted, wicked character, and that is shown from the beginning through the end. That's a red line through all of the story, so to say, of her life, and I like it very much. She's a nice character. This is one of the puppets of Santa Claus, right? No, I can't remember. I can't remember who that is. Guangxi? I can't remember. I have to be really honest. That gets a C rank from me. It's either one of the puppets or something. I can't remember who that is. I'm very sorry. This is Guangxi, the girl. Yes, Guangxi. Guangxi gets an A rank. She is in front of everybody because she is the first devil hunter, so to say, or the best devil hunter. She trained Kishibe, and Kishibe's scar that you can see in his picture, he has a scar on the left side of his mouth, was actually during training. They had training that was deadly fighting. She gave him literally a half, what is that smile called? I forgot what that smile is called. Glassberry smile? Joker smile. The Glasgow smile. Yeah, it's a cut. It's a cut in the face on the mouth, to make a grin, basically a Glasgow smile or Chelsea grin, basically. So he has one side of that almost like a deep scar that covers his mouth. That is from her. Each time in the panel, he's beaten up worse and worse and tries to woo her. He tries to be with and have sex with Kwang Si and be with her. And each time she beats him up as part of the training or as a revenge of the training or in training. And Kwang Si eventually finds out that she isn't even into men. She's a lesbian. So that crushes Kishibe. You see Kishibe age throughout the panels. He's really young, and then he gets older and older in these 3 panels until he's nearly killed training with her. And yeah, she's very powerful. She has a harem of girls. She has an actual harem of girls around her. Very cool. She gets killed in a very cheap way, though. She gets very, very cheaply killed. But yeah, she has a harem of girls. I think this girl is part of her. Cosmo is a part of it, and 4 girls are part of it, I think. Anyways, here's the Easy Revenge. That's the S tier. Easy Revenge gets between Aki and Himeno. Easy Revenge is the cigarette that Aki gets from Ghost Devil that was basically an incorporation or a manifestation of Himeno's soul part being in the Ghost Devil. Easy Revenge is the cigarette that motivates Aki to kill, basically, or keep on fighting, rather, and kill the Ghost Devil and get revenge. Reze is the S tier because she is really good. Ability-wise, she is very, very strong. She can use bombs. She can even use her own head as a bomb. She's a bomb hybrid, or the Bomb Devil's hybrid. As you can see, she has like a mortar or small free-falling bomb as her head in her devil's form. And she basically has a dangerous battle with Denji until she is so incapacitated that she gets overwhelmed by Denji, who throws himself into the ocean with her and then saves her. She asks him why he did that, and he says that he wants to run away with her. She doesn't want to do what she wanted to do originally anymore, and instead incapacitates Denji, so he lays in the dirt, unable to move and unable to do anything, and betrays him. She betrayed him before. What Reza does, she appears like a normal teen girl or a young girl who laughs about Denji's jokes, about his wicked humor, who jokes about his everything, who likes everything about him. Basically, she is his first actual real girlfriend. They go naked bathing, they kiss, and during their last kiss, she bites his tongue off and reveals that she needs to take his heart. She betrays him and reveals that she is actually an assassin, and I think actually Russian. I think she's Russian. She betrays Denji and aims to get his heart, like everybody else. That leads to their fight, during which a whole ton of devil hunters die. And Reza basically gets incapacitated by Denji and then betrays him once more and runs away. Reza returns later on her way to a date with Denji. She wants to meet Denji again, be on a date with him. Is intercepted by Makima and the Angel Devil, and is basically impaled and implied to be killed or incapacitated. So Reis gets overwhelmed and incapacitated / killed by Makima and the Angel Devil. Because she gets in the way of Denji, or Makima controlling Denji. She is getting in the way. Makima wants to control Denji, and her being in love with Denji ruins Denji falling for Makima, so she has to die. A very simplistic way, and that's the reason why Makima was trash, absolute trash. She kills Rez, and Denji waits for Rez in a restaurant, cafe, with a bouquet of flowers, and Power arrives, meets him, and says, well, that girl won't arrive, haha, she's left you, haha. And Denji realizes that, oh yeah, well, she's left me, she doesn't love me. In reality, Rez was killed by Makima, or incapacitated, and then taken hostage or disposed of, or permanently incarcerated by Makima. Denji then eats the bouquet of flowers because before he gives it to Power, he'd rather eat it, so he does eat it. This is one of the women in Guangxi's harem as well, I think. Don't know much about her. She appears like the Blood Devil, but she's much weaker. She is in seconds disposed of by the Darkness Devil. Katana Man. Katana Man gets an A+, but a low A+, because a villain. But he is the guy who is with Akane Sawatari, the first hybrid that we meet and that Denji meets. And he kills Denji, splits him in half, gravely injures Aki, gets killed by Aki and then revived by Sawatari. And then he nearly gets killed by Himeno's ghost, which is then destroyed. He can then take Chainsaw Man's body with him, or Denji's body with him. They get ambushed by Kobeni, who sees through them as they are the attackers. A whole bunch of other people are clapped by Makima from a distance. Makima uses prisoners to do a contract exchange. They make a contract with her and spell out a name by spelling out the name of a target, and it's an eye for an eye. Makima kills the prisoner, and at the same moment the prisoner dies, she kills the person that's the target for the prisoner, and the prisoner in turn also dies. It's a contract giving you my all, basically. It's a contract giving you my all. The prisoners sacrifice themselves, own without knowing, by saying a name. They make a contract with Makima. Makima can then kill the target because the prisoner wants it, but the prisoner pays with their life. A life for a life. That's what the contract is. And Makima does that with all the followers of Katana Man. Only Katana Man and Sawatari are around, and they have to flee. They have to abandon Chainsaw Man because Kobeni arrives, slashes Katana Man's arm off, and he's dying. She shoots at them with the pistol and shoots at him, and basically Kobeni rescues the lifeless body of Denji, and Katana Man, who is dying, has to run with Sawatari. Later he arrives again, and he pleads with Denji. Aki is fighting the Ghost Devil and Sawatari and takes her prisoner together with Kobeni. Denji is fighting with Power through the zombies, and Denji meets Katana Man. Katana Man wants Denji to just give up and give his heart to them and give up. He then learns about his grandfather, who was a piece of shit. He was a mafia piece of shit, and he doesn't want to hear anything. Denji doesn't submit, and the two of them fight. They fight on top of a building, into a train. Inside of the train, the brake is pulled. One woman is surviving, or is left in the train, and Katana Man attacks her and Denji shields her, but loses an arm. Then she runs off. Katana Man Denji loses another man to a swift teleportation slice move of the Katana Man, and then Katana Man tells Denji that there's nothing left as he destroys the chainsaw on his head. Denji has no weapons left, and then shoots or attacks. But then Denji doesn't shoot and attack. I'm jumping around here. He attacks the chainsaw on the head, and then says to Denji that Denji has no more weapons to fight at all. Then Denji reveals that he wanted his head chainsaw to be destroyed, and reveals he has spawned a chainsaw from his left leg, and has sliced the chainsaw the Katana Man in half with it. Katana Man literally falls apart as he's sliced in half, and seconds later he's reassembled. He's chained with a chainsaw chain from Denji. He is chained to the outside of the train, and undressed. For some reason only has underwear on. The Katana Man curses at him, and Denji tells him that he had to only pull out his hand and reveal his katana to summon him. Denji needs to pull the cord on his chest to summon his devil form, and the Katana Man just has to take his, I think his right hand off to reveal a small katana blade from inside his arm, and that spawns his devil form. Katana Man then throws a bunch of threats, and Denji is met by Aki. Aki phones reinforcements, and then the two of them discuss what to do, and Aki says that he can't allow any hurt come to Katana Man. That doesn't make them any better than they are. Denji proposes that they kick him in the nuts until to see who cries louder. If he cries louder, from who he cries louder. Denji smiles like a sadistic piece of shit, which is a pretty cool scene, and Katana Man is obviously stunned by that, and in the end Aki says who starts, and the two of them start kicking Katana Man in the balls to make him cry and yell, and call it a requiem for Himeno, who should hear it in heaven, the lovely music of him being tortured. That's the last thing we see from Katana Man, who is forever disposed and forever gone out of existence, incarcerated. This here, is this Santa Claus? It's Santa Claus. Now, Santa Claus gets an S tier for villain. Santa Claus makes puppets. These puppets are like zombies. The doll devil is her contract. What these dolls touch, or what touches these dolls, becomes a doll themselves. If you release a doll in the middle of a square, you will within seconds have thousands of dolls that are controlled by you. Dolls cannot be reverted to their human shape anymore. Dolls are forever dolls. You cannot reverse a doll into a human anymore. She can make perfect dolls, but she has to sacrifice stuff for that. She has made, I think, 3 perfect dolls. Tolka, another character, and the German guy, that old guy in Germany, that scum that I put in absolute trash. She has a fierce fight with Chainsawman, even more so because she is granted and eats a piece of the Darkness Devil, becomes even stronger after that, but only in darkness. Sadly, darkness falls, and she is even stronger than before, but Denji is able to wound her, and eventually she is practically disposed of, gone, because Cosmo, one of Guangxi's surviving girls and followers, pulls her into that realm that I said where only books are visible, and Guangxi not Guangxi, and Santa Claus is stuck there forever, learning the history and the knowledge of the universe, and eventually cannot think about anything else but Halloween. So she's a good villain, dangerous, wants Denji's heart, but she's not after his love. She just plain wants to take it. She gives one of her followers a nail from the curse devil. Denji is stabbed 3 times by Tolga, her follower, who is a huntsman, and the 4th time Denji steps onto the nail and gets killed by the curse devil. This guy, I don't know who it is, Section 4 member, big man, one of the fighters. He gets a D rank, supporting character, but does nothing of importance. Might as well be a civilian. Who is this? This is the Section 4 member. She gets an A rank. She doesn't do anything other than die, and she acts very lesbian. She has a tomboy haircut. When Kobeni comes, she instantly calls Kobeni cute and wants to sit next to her, and from her mannerisms it's evident that she has a crush on Kobeni in some way. She is never seen again, other than only dead. She's killed in the ambush on the division. She's killed in the ambush on the division. So she doesn't even have a name. She didn't even receive a name. She, her whole purpose was just filling in for that storyline. So Kobeni and the others are not the only characters in that dinner, so to say, in that dinner scene. So they aren't the only characters. So she is a large filler character, but I put her in A tier because she doesn't do much, but in some way she reveals more and she does more than others. It sounds weird, but that's what I think. I personally think that she doesn't do much, but she achieves more than others. So even though she doesn't do much, and even though she doesn't achieve much, she is an important character, and she adds something to the scene, to that dinner and drinking scene, so to say. And she flirts with Kobeni, or at least seems to flirt or have a crush or whatever. Very interesting. Who's that? Seraph? Seraph is one of the followers of Chainsawman. Gets put into C tier. He's a follower of, or gets put into B tier. He's with what's his name was? Dominion, right? He's with Dominion and Beam, a follower and a worshipper of Chainsawman. Who's this? Snake Devil? Well, Snake Devil gets an A. Or gets an B. Snake Devil gets a B before. She is the contracted devil of Savatari. Hebi kills Hebi stuns and puts fear into all the others, into the division members, Power and Himeno and Aki. And Snake Devil practically scares everybody shitless, so to say. But isn't a great foe, so to say. It destroys Ghost Devil and is basically never seen again after Savatari decides to use it to commit suicide. Savatari is arrested by Kobeni and Aki and commits suicide by summoning Hebi to kill her. Princey, not Princey, Princey is one of the followers of Chainsaw Man, if I remember correctly. She is the Spider Devil. She is seen in the scene with the Violence Devil, where he confuses her with a civilian and basically reveals that she has a split in the middle and a lot of legs, and is basically a Spider Devil. She is very powerful, but not seen many times in the manga. She's not seen many times, but she carries hard and is ultimately killed in the scene with the Darkness Devil, summoning Makima. Makima comes out of her body and is thus able to enter the realm and save the group, basically. What's this? Stone Devil? The Stone Devil is only shown for a split second, so to say, in one panel in the manga during the fight with the or during the scenes with, can't really call it a fight because the group can't really fight, but in the scenes with the Darkness Devil, again, also being taken care of, the Stone Devil is instantly shattered and destroyed without any force to do anything against it. Very weak. Subaru, I can't remember what that guy was all about. I put him in D tier. I can't remember. It's one of the supporting characters that's very irrelevant. Ooh. S rank. No, wait a minute. Why did the parents go to B rank? I thought they were A rank. This is the brother of... Tai is the brother of... I think Tai is the brother of... what's it called? Aki. Aki's brother. Aki's brother dies after having a snowball fight and going back into the house that was ravaged by the Gun Devil. If he would have stayed with his brother and they continued their snowball fight, his brother wouldn't have died. Aki very, very ironically, or not ironically, but brutally called him a nuisance at the beginning of, or before their snowball fight, and wanted his brother to actually leave him alone. He didn't like his brother and still does a snowball fight with him, and then his brother dies. And that must weigh heavy on Aki's shoulders. He basically called his brother a douchebag, or not, a child that's in his way, and he doesn't want to play with him. And then he does play with him, and then his brother dies seconds later. This is one of the guys, Tamaki is one of the guys that is with the group as they are defending, or not defending, but protecting, basically, Chainsaw Man, or not protecting, but they're hovering around Chainsaw Man. Gets killed. Not a great supporting character. Now, what is with Fuji here? This is Fuji's avatar. I don't know what's up with this, but this gets an F tier. That doesn't really belong in the anime or manga or any other sort of storytelling of this. I don't know why Fuji's in here. I mean, he writes the story, but his a lot of the storyline of Chainsaw Man and character design is based about his real-life experience with girlfriends and women, and that's where my mind just shuts off. I don't want to talk about it. Is this Tendo? Yes. Tendo is a definite B tier. No notable skills are shown, no notable interactions are shown, but still she's a B tier because she is one of the people who one of the two people who confronts Aki with the fact that he needs to become stronger. Together with Kurose, Tendo and Kurose, together with Kurose, she tells and confronts Aki with the fact that in order to contribute to their little group, in order to keep contributing to the Devil Hunters, in order to keep contributing, he needs to become stronger. He needs better devils. He needs better contracts, better devils, and he needs to be stronger. He can't use that weakling. He can't use that weak fox devil who won't come out anyways anymore because the fox devil abandoned Aki. She is pretty much as blunt as Kurose, simply confronting Aki that he needs to hustle up and needs to get his game up in order to in order to be able to survive and contribute. So she's one of the people being blunt with Aki, telling him that he needs to get his shit together and needs to get better devils if he wants to stay in the program, unless he wants to leave, to which Aki says that he doesn't want to leave, he wants to stay, and he wants to be part of everything still. Yeah. What is this? The Tomato Devil. The Tomato Devil is absolute trash. It's the first devil, or one of the first devils that we see Denji killing. We see Denji killing that devil. It's not the first devil because he kills another earlier as a child, but we see teenager devil with Denji with one eye and one testicle and a lot of other issues and a dozen million yen in debt to the Yakuza. He kills that devil and gives his body to the Yakuza. This guy I don't know. Tomono, I have no clue. He looks like Michael Jackson a little bit. I'm confused. I don't know. Who's this? Torika? I have no clue. These are all supporting characters that are shown once. Their names are not even discovered or not even said, or maybe their names are said once. Is this the baby-faced Typhoon Devil? Yes, it's the Typhoon Devil. The Typhoon Devil gets a C, but a low C because it's weak. The Typhoon Devil can only work in conjunction with another devil. It's weak on its own, and it's practically easily dispelled. I have not much to say about this. You see this devil in like one chapter and then never again. It's like so weak. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. I have never seen that before. I have no clue. D. Oh, here's Arai, aka the S tier. Even before Arai. He's before Arai, after Himeno. He is the violence fiend. He has a plague bearer's mask that is rigged up with basically explosive poison mechanisms, because whatever happens, that mask stays on. Nobody wants to. They don't want to reveal his identity. Nobody needs to know his identity, but he's basically one of the more important characters. He is, as I said, the violence fiend, Arai's transformation after the violence devil takes his body, and he's one of the supporting characters. I like a lot. Is this the crossbow or the flamethrower devil? The flamethrower devil, same thing, F tier, because these devils are seen once throughout one panel and then are instantly killed. The same for the crossbow devil. This is the crossbow or lance devil, the longsword devil. Longsword devil, the same thing. This is the crossbow devil, or is it the whip devil? Spear devil, okay. That's the whip devil. The whip devil gets a C rank. After the typhoon devil gets the top of C. She is lesbian because she is basically touching Makima's belly and tells Makima, why would a guy win Makima's favor? What Makima does, Makima knows that Chainsaw Man is turning against her and she's about to die. So she gets all these hybrids around her, the flamethrower, the longsword, the spear, and the whip devil. She gets all these hybrids on her side and tries to convince them with the same thing that she told Denji. Whoever defeats the Chainsaw Man can wish whatever they want from her, and basically this woman is so aggressively lesbian that she says, well, why would a guy win? Why would you let a guy do that with you? You know, girls are much better. So that's why she gets a C tier, because she's so aggressively lesbian, but she doesn't even do anything special. Woman in fundraising activities, I can't remember that person. Civilian gets a D. The Yakuza gets absolute trash. He extorts Denji. Claims that Denji has a lot of debt because of his father's debt, and threatens Denji to kill Denji and disassemble him if he can't give so much money by the next day, and that's on the day that Denji visits the grave of his father. He threatens to disassemble Denji and treats Denji like a dog. It's the first time that Denji is treated like a dog by somebody, and this man doesn't feel bad about it. He deserves it. He deserves to be killed, and he is actually zombified and basically incorporated into the zombie devil's thing. He made a deal with the zombie devil because Denji cannot be trusted and they need more power. He gets the same level as the zombie devil. They're both absolute trash. The zombie devil is the first devil to be shown. A zombie that bites a zombie that gets bitten by a human that gets bitten by a zombie. A human turns into a zombie, so it gets more and more zombies in their following, and Denji just takes this one out. It's the first big and dangerous devil, and the devil that actually kills Denji and causes the transformation to the hybrid form. So in one way, it's an F tier. It's a carrier. He carries the story hard. So he's an F tier, but the top of the F tier, because he carries the story. He starts and kicks off the story, essentially, but he's trash. And then here's Kurose. Yutaro Kurose is his full name. I didn't know that even. He goes with his partner. They are both killed off. They are both killed off in an ambush, and their likenesses are taken over by the brothers that try to fool the others with it. If I remember correctly. By the shape-shifting brothers from America, by the way. They're American brothers. They want to ambush the devil hunters and eliminate them. Not much more to say about Kurose. Kurose is one of the characters who basically joins Aki together with Tendo, and they both attend to him and tell him that he needs to get stronger. While they're en route to the new combat scene, the new combat terrain where Aki gets to shine, straight from the hospital, I guess, he tells Aki that he doesn't like him because Aki is too much of a prick, a punk who doesn't deserve his position. But he still wishes Aki good luck, and Aki is grateful for that because Aki realized that you need to respect those who trained you, and they basically coached him. They're coaches, basically. The two of them are coaches. Actually, I want to put them together so they look at each other like that. They're basically the coaches of Aki, so that's why they get a B rank. I don't know their abilities, I don't know the devils, and I don't even know if the devils that they are contracted with are known, but what I do know is that they coached Aki, and they are pretty powerful. So, yeah. Here we have it. We have S rank led by Kishibe, then Pushita, then the Darkness Devil, the Future Devil, and then we have Angel Devil. We have Aki and the Cigarette Easy Revenge, and then Himeno. Then we have one-time Violence Fiend and Arai, the former Violence Fiend, before he was Violence Fiend. Then we have the carry from the Fiat 500, that is the car of Kobeni. Then we have Himeno's sister, who carried the storyline of Aki and made him decide a few things. Then we have the dogs, who carry the storyline a little bit, but make Makima more likable. Then we have Nayuta, the reincarnation. Then we have Miaoi, who carries the power storyline and makes her more human. Then we have Reyes or Reese. And then we have Santa Claus. In A+, we have Power and Denji. Then Aki-47, aka the Gun Fiend. We have the Yoshida. Then we have the Tentacle Devil. We have Cosmo, Kobeni, and the Katana Devil. In A, we have Kwang-Si and the Gun Devil, Beam and the Hell Devil, the Curse Devil, the Unknown Woman that flirts with Kobeni, then Aki's brother and Aki's parents. In B, we have Hebi, the snake, who just has decapitated Sabatari in that panel. Then we have Ghost Devil, we have Akane Sabatari, Dominion, what is this name? Seraphim, yes. Princey, the Kumo, Spider Devil. Then we have Kurose and Tendo. In C, we have the Typhoon Devil, then the unknown guy that I can't remember the name of because he's irrelevant, deputy captain of the 2nd Division, then this other guy who's shown once, Kusakabe, who's shown once, and then I think the 3 girls of the harem, and the Whip Devil. Then we have a bunch of civilians and other characters that are either only shown in one panel, or never shown, or multiple panels but never carry any weight. In the next thing, the same, only a bunch of people who died without doing anything. And of course, we have Makima in E tier at the end. Then we have the Zombie Devil and the Burger King mascot. Then a bunch of food. The cup from Power, Fuji, and the other 3 supporters, hybrid supporters of Makima. And in absolute trash, we have the top leader is the Fox Devil, because of the weakness, the creepy old man, perfect doll from made by Santa Claus, the Tomato Devil that's just creepy and cringy, and the Mafia leader. So that's basically my ranking. I don't know. This is supposed to be all characters, literally 100%, but this is not even true. This is not lol all Chainsaw characters. You're missing Tolka. I don't see Tolka anywhere. We need Tolka. I don't see Tolka anywhere. He looks like this guy or this guy, but it's not this guy. We don't see Tolka, the hunter who's with. We don't see the hunter who's with Santa Claus. What else is missing? We don't see the Eternity Devil. That's very important. We don't see the Eternity Devil. We don't see the Fish Devil, or what it was, Salmon Devil. We don't see the Sea Cucumber Devil. We don't have the what's the other devil called? The Tentacle Devil, the Bad Devil, the Leech Devil, the Bad Devil aren't shown. Denji's dad is not shown. Denji's mom is not shown, even though they're hinted to at, but they could have been hinted at with some item or something. They could have been shown with some item. What else isn't shown? Himeno's partners, or the graveyard, the graves of the partners of Himeno, the former partners of Kishibe and Himeno aren't shown. And there's other followers. There's at least 2 or 3 other followers, Side Beam and Seraphim and Dominion. There's other followers, and Power. There's other followers of Chainsaw Man that aren't shown. There's also other devils that aren't shown that are in the manga, but I can't remember their names because it's only one panel that they're shown and never seen again. It could be that if these guys that I ranked in D are the ones that sacrifice themselves to kill, or to basically sacrifice themselves to summon the Hell Devil, but that could be. I just don't know anymore. Yeah. It's not accurate. It's not 100%. This is far from 100% accurate or complete. But yeah, that's pretty much all you have. What can we do? Anyways, I'll be back. I said quick and it took 2.5 hours. So I'll be back